Here's the winner of the top Ube dishes. You gave us recipe suggestions, we spun them on the wheel, and you voted on your favorite Ube dish at the end of the season. 1,037 of you voted, and here are the results. Can you guess which one got number 1?
Nope.
Should I get out now?
Ube fries!
Yeah, that's what I like.
I'm telling you right now, just get fresh ube for this if you can get it. It's not easy for me to get the real thing in the mainland US, but I wanted to try frying the frozen ones. After thawing them, they get this strange spongy texture, so I tried frying them while they were still kind of frozen. Tasted like potato with terrible crunch.
Flavor is not bad, it's just the texture is a little strange. This is not sweet at all. So the middle has the texture of a sweet potato fry, but the outside's like a stale type of crispy. It's probably because it was frozen. Or maybe if I double fry it, this would have been crispier. Pine cones. Okay, the thick ones have the texture of those Cheetos fries, but I'm still not down. I need fresh ube for this. No! This is gonna be very interesting.
I don't like it. Sinigang is my favorite Filipino dish, and the thought of experimenting with it freaks me out. But we must do it. I'm also very curious to see how it'll turn out. It's a sour Filipino soup, and although you can make it from tamarind paste, you can shortcut it using sinigang flavor packets from your local Asian store. I used leftover ube puree from recipe number 5, and no ube extract. I just cannot cross that line. It still tastes like sinigang, yeah?
I think that's the lesson of this series. Ube makes things look good, but you can't really taste it.
So the only thing this changes is that it's thicker. It's kind of hard to be experimenting with a dish that I already loved, so I was very resistant to it, but it's really basically the same thing.
I trimmed this comment, but basically this viewer suggested making ube soup and ube noodles. I just stuck with the noodles bit because I knew this was gonna test me. This is only my second time making noodles, and I really hope it works out. I decided to make both thin and thick noodles.
Hello.
This may look fast and easy to make, but it's actually time consuming and has its challenges. The thinner noodles ended up sticking together, and I didn't learn until after I made them that I'm supposed to let it dry out a bit first. After the excruciating task of peeling them apart one by one, I'm happy to say that these noodles ended up having great texture. I need more practice, but what do you think? Should I start making more noodles and pasta? Also, what should I cook these noodles in?
The noodles are good texture. They don't taste like ube. There's
It
purple.
never does, right?
Ube spam musubi.
Very interesting.
Doug and I were thinking of multiple ways to put ube in here. Do we simmer the spam in ube extract? Add ube mashed potatoes on the stack? I figured adding ube extract to the rice would be best. It's like when my mom would add pandan essence in our rice cooker. Again, the ube flavor here is mild, but shows off the brilliant purple color. I'm using this prototype musubi mold that our team is working on to see how it holds up. Join our newsletter if you want updates on its progress and launch. Figured it out. Ube spam musubi.
That's so good. Honestly, if you close your eyes, you probably wouldn't know that there was ube flavor in here, especially because of the furikake. But you wanna host like a Barney-themed birthday party, you can make one of these.
Ube Lumpia. That's easy.
It was Doug's brilliant idea to add banana in here. It's like having Filipino turon, which is banana, jackfruit, and brown sugar cuddled in a lumpia wrapper and fried. But ube jam is pretty sweet on its own, so I left the sugar out. I froze the jam to prevent it from leaking everywhere, but some still managed to escape. I also froze them after wrapping up so it doesn't unfurl in the fryer. This took about 5 minutes to get from frozen to crispy. So simple.
Wow! I was gonna put condensed milk on this, but it's perfect. The banana and the ube jam make it sweet enough, and you get that creaminess from the ube jam. That's really tasty. So much better compared to yesterday's recipe. My sister's gonna spin. Ube churros, dude.
Churros are super easy to make, so I recommend making them if you haven't yet. As we've seen in the previous recipes, the ube extract flavor can be pretty subdued. To give this more of an ube personality, I just took some pre-made ube jam in a jar, which is pretty sweet on its own, loosened it up with milk, and used that as a dip for the churros.
It tastes like a regular churro.
Well, yeah, very mellow.
I'm gonna try it with the dip.
No, why is so hard? Samosa with ube as the filling.
So this is my first time making samosas. I ended up using leftover ube from recipe 1 and then followed Swasti's recipes so I don't completely butcher this. I steamed the ube thinking it would get too mushy if I boiled it, but then my filling ended up being a bit dry. So I just added more water and spices. Folding was easier than I thought, but the frying was interesting. I fried on low heat for 10 minutes, then higher heat to crisp it up. It worked out. How'd I do for my first time?
Not gonna lie, this was pretty intimidating for me to make, but it turned out really good. It's because the recipe that I used is good. And honestly, I prefer eating ube this way. It's not sweet, it has more of a potato flavor with a more dense texture.
I could eat a lot of these. You make the dough?
Yes?
Yeah, it's so good. Give us more ube recipes and we'll spin again tomorrow.
Ube milk tea! Yeah, that's easy.
I made this 2 ways. Both had pre-made ube jam as sweetener mixed with milk and ube extract. The first one had strong black tea and a bit more ube extract compared to the second. And although the second one looked prettier, the darker one actually tasted better. And there's so many other ways you could make this too, but this is it. It's the final recipe for this season's Battle of the Dishes. Now you get to vote for your favorite ube dish. I'll put out the voting form tomorrow.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like the bits of
The ube bits?
Yeah, the ube bits.
bits are kind of nice.
That's good.
It's pretty tasty. Here, you want to switch?
It's not as sweet.
Those are all the recipes for this season. Now don't forget to vote on your favorite. Pretty good, huh? Yeah. Ube mochi waffles! So easy.
This recipe already exists on our website, so I just had to follow the directions. You can mix everything in one bowl and plop it onto a hot waffle iron. I'd cook these for a shorter time if you want it to be purely nice and soft and squishy, and a bit longer if you want the outside to crisp. You can eat these with whatever you typically eat your waffles or pancakes with. For this one, I added full-fat coconut milk and condensed milk.
If you're not allergic to coconut, I highly recommend topping this with coconut cream and then the condensed milk. It's such a great combo. Otherwise, just stick to condensed milk or put maple syrup on top. Come back tomorrow to see what recipe the wheel spins.
And the #1 ube recipe that you voted for goes to...
All right, I have to make donuts. Malasadas.
Malasadas are similar to fried donuts that are really popular in Hawaii. This recipe is actually from a school on Oahu called Punahou, and Doug's auntie raves about their malasadas. I guess they host a yearly carnival where these babies sell out quick. This is a very sticky dough, but necessary to get that nice floofy texture. You can leave them unfilled, but I decided to stuff them with homemade ube creme patissiere. Ooh.
Don't look. Now look.
Whoa, that's purple on purple.
Dude, this one's overflowing. No wonder I ran out of cream.
So heavy. Damn, that's so good.
Here is your season 2 winner. As well it should, it was so good. If you made it this far, comment the donut and crown emojis. See you next season.